Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today I'm comparing two cameras. I'm comparing these two cameras because they share the same sensor. And we're looking at the Fujifilm X-H2, which has a 40 megapixel sensor in, and the newly released Fujifilm X-T50, which also shares the same 40 megapixel sensor. Now this particular sensor is popping up in quite a few of the Fuji cameras now. It's in the X100 Mark VI, it's also in the X-T5. So all these cameras will share pretty much the same image quality because of having the same sensor. But there are distinct differences obviously between the X-T50 and the X-H2. And you might want to think, why am I comparing these two? Well, price-wise, if you bought the X-H2 on the used market, you can get it for pretty much the same price, if not less, than the X-T50 and still get a 12-month warranty. So you might be tempted to buy the X-H2, and I want to go through just the major differences between the X-H2 and the X-T50, although I think for most people it would be pretty obvious what the differences are. First of all is the size. The X-H2 is a lot chunkier, it's a much heavier, it's a much more, it's a professional camera with all the professional ports on the side, full-size HDMI port, where on the X-T50 it's micro HDMI, and it uses the USB-C port for monitoring the audio, where the X-H2 has a proper headphone jack for monitoring the audio. The burst rates on the X-H2 are higher than what they are on the X-T50, and the battery is better on the X-H2 than it is on the X-T50. The X-T50 has the little W126S battery. The X-H2 uses the bigger, more powerful battery. So you get more shots and more video content from the X-H2 than what you would do from the X-T50. They both share the same autofocus algorithm. They both have your same face and eye human detect as well as various animal detect, and birds, planes and automobiles, they both share that. The menu structure is the same on both cameras, so you're not really going to find any difference there. That is great for me because it means I can go swap between the two without having any issues. They both have in-body image stabilization, so that is great if you need to use lenses that don't have image stabilization. The actual camera body has IBIS in the camera body, and believe it or not, the little X-T50 has got IBIS in this body. Up to 7 stops of image stabilization on the X-T50. It'd be the same on the X-H2. You can see the top plates are very, very different. The X-T50 is your more traditional sort of Fuji type top plate, although it does have a simulation dial on the top here, for setting different simulations. That only works with JPEG images, but it also does work in video as well, where the X-H2 has none of that. It's got your standard PASM dial on the top, and it's got a lovely screen on the top here so you can actually see your settings. I tend not to use that very much, to be honest, but it is there for those people that do need it. And because it's a professional camera, it has got more function buttons, so you can pre-set up these function buttons, as you wish. They both have a focus joystick. This has got a really nice joystick on the top here. The one on the back of the X-T50 also is nicely positioned to get to your focus joystick, or you can use touch and drag. So I use that when I'm looking for the viewfinder. I use that and drag my thumb across the screen to set the focus point. That works the same on the X-H2. The X-T50 only has one card slot. It goes in with a battery compartment. It is a UHS-2 card slot, so its burst rates are pretty decent on the X-T50 because of the UH2 card slot, where on the X-H2 it has got 2 card slots. So you've got your CF Express card slot and SD card slot. So if you are doing professional work and you're doing paid work particularly, then the X-H2 will be a no-brainer, to be honest, because you can set the second card slot up, i.e. the SD card, for doing your backups. And that is great. There's nothing more frustrating. Well, actually, you'd lose a client, or potentially, if you go out and do a shoot and then find your card is corrupt and you've got no images or no video. At least on the X-H2, it has got your redundancy built in. So you've got your CF Express card as your main card. Also, it's a very fast card, so it's great for burst shooting, and it's great for your different video codecs. So that's really one of the big differences with the X-H2, is the fact that it has got dual card slots, where the X-T50 has only got the one card slot. And it's got the 3-inch articulating screen on the X-H2, so that swivels out, whereby on the X-T50 it's your tilty-wilty screen, which I prefer for photography. When I'm going out and about taking photographs with my brother or my fiance, I just like to have a discrete flip screen as opposed to the articulating screen. So that is a lot more discreet, and I find that so much better for taking photographs with than having the articulating screen. Video on the X-H2 has got a lot more video features than what the X-T50 has. I say a lot more. The X-T50 will do 4K and 6.2K internally, and it has got your F-Log 2, F-Log 3, whereby the X-H2 shoots up to 8K video. So that's phenomenal. 8K video in the X-H2 internally as well. You haven't got to output it to an Atomos recorder. So if you do need to shoot 8K, or you want to shoot 8K, or the other, 4K codecs, and the X-H2 would definitely be your better buy. Also, you can attach the cooling fan on the X-H2. It just screws into the back of the unit here to keep the temperature down on the camera. You can't do that on the X-T50. There's no way of cooling down that camera at all. It is what it is. So that's the main differences between the X-T50 and the X-H2. This is a compact travel camera, single card slot, where the X-H2 is your professional camera with the extra video features and a bigger battery. So there we go. That's a very quick look at the differences between the X-T50 and the X-H2, even though you can get them for a similar price. It depends on what you want to do. For me, I've got both because I'm doing filming here in the studio. I'm running my YouTube channel. I did want a camera. I could just switch to auto. It's got a little auto switch on this camera. I can just flick back to auto, go out and about, use the same lenses I use on the X-H2, get great video and great stills on the X-H2, on the X-T50 because of the in-body image stabilization that's in the camera, and the 40 megapixel sensor, which is shared with the X-H2. So there we go. Also, the viewfinders are different on the two cameras. That's a big point actually. The viewfinder, it's a 2.3 million dot viewfinder on the X-T50, which is bright enough for me. It's fine. It gets the job done until you pick up the X-H2 and look through that viewfinder. That's a 5.7 million dot viewfinder in the X-H2, and it's a bigger magnification. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I say you wouldn't notice it if you've never looked through it, but once you pick up the two and you see the difference between the two, this blows your mind. It is superb. So the viewfinder on the X-H2 is bigger magnification and higher resolution, over twice the resolution of the X-T50, but the screen is very much the same between the two. So yeah, there we go. That's a few differences between the X-H2 and the X-T50. I hope you found that interesting. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of my videos. Would really, really appreciate that, particularly if you like this particular video. Particularly if you like this video, you know what I mean. So there we go. Thanks very much. Cheers for now. Bye.